to do whatever I want. If I can get out of my car, I can get out of my car. You cannot tell me I cannot get out of my car.
Yes, I can.
How can you not? You're not my boss. You're not my daddy. You don't do
There's a Supreme Court ruling that says you need to get back in your car. Now get back in your car.
Let me see the paper.
Google it. Get back. Put your hands on the back.
What is your problem?
Get out of the car.
What is your problem? What is your problem?
Relax. Relax.
You're hurting me. You're
Relax.
hurting me. You're hurting me.
Relax.
You're hurting me. Get off of me. You're hurting me.
Roll over. Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
March 8th, 2023, Orange County, Florida. A traffic stop that started with a suspended license and ended somewhere most people never see coming. Today, we're breaking down the encounter between law enforcement and a civilian named Jasmine, and I want to walk through this with you piece by piece. Now, before we dive in, let me be clear. I'm not a practicing attorney, and this isn't legal advice. What I offer is informed legal analysis grounded in actual case law and constitutional jurisprudence. Here's what most people don't understand about traffic stops. The law gives officers considerable latitude, and that's by design. The Supreme Court in Graham versus Connor established that we judge officer conduct from the perspective of a reasonable officer on scene, not from the comfort of hindsight. So as we examine this footage together, I want you to keep that standard in mind. The legal framework matters, the facts matter, and today we're going to see exactly how they intersect. If you love exploring body cam footage just like me, then hit that subscribe button.
Stop. How you doing? License and registration, please.
245 Melvin, copy of verbal control.
As soon as I get your license, I'll be glad to tell you.
Good. 1549 Robertson.
Thank you, ma'am. Jasmine, the reason why I'm stopping you is because I run the plate. Your license actually comes back suspended, and you have a seize tag order in reference to your car insurance. Yeah. Well, I mean, you do.
No, I went to the courthouse yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Made payment.
Right. You made the payment, but you didn't take care of everything else.
How do you know?
Because it says in my record.
I just did it yesterday. Maybe you didn't update it. If you didn't say I couldn't drive.
Okay, well, I'm telling you, you can't drive. Your license is suspended.
It's not. If I went to the courthouse, I
Okay.
made payment.
Jasmine, when's the last time you had a ticket?
I haven't been pulled over. You're the first one to pull me over in months.
So you've never had a ticket before?
No, only red light camera thing.
Red light cameras? Okay. Has your license ever been suspended before?
No.
No? Okay. And the address here, is this correct?
Yeah.
Well, which one? The one on your license here or the Conway Road?
The one on my license.
The one on your license? Okay. Because they don't forward DL information, that's why. How long has it been since you lived in Conway?
Only a couple months.
A couple months? Okay, so you just moved back here? Okay. And what do you have there? You were trying to show me something else. What's this?
This is the paper I did at the court.
Okay, this shows you live in Kissimmee. The paperwork that you filled out yesterday. I'm sorry? Well, because you have to have the correct address on your license. That's a civil infraction.
No, that's the correct house.
The Kissimmee one?
The one on my ID.
Okay, well, why would you write incorrect information?
I didn't write incorrect information. I'm just trying to show you.
Okay. I'll be right back.
All right, so right off the bat, we see the officer approach the vehicle, and he's calm, collected, and following protocol to the letter. He ran the plate before initiating contact. That's textbook. Under Florida law, officers have every right to run a license plate check on any vehicle on a public roadway. There's no Fourth Amendment issue there whatsoever. The plate is in plain view, and running it requires no warrant, no reasonable suspicion, nothing. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The officer discovers Jasmine's license is suspended, and there's a seize tag order related to her insurance. That's not a minor clerical issue. In Florida, driving with a suspended license can be charged as a misdemeanor or even a felony, depending on the circumstances and prior history. And look, I appreciate that Jasmine brought paperwork showing she made a payment. But here's what the law actually requires. Making a payment is not the same as having your license reinstated. The officer correctly points this out. You're not done until the DMV says you're done. Notice how the officer maintains composure throughout. He's asking clarifying questions about her address, discrepancies, and he's being patient. This is exactly the kind of professional engagement the courts look for when evaluating officer conduct under the Graham factors.
Have a seat at your car. Have a seat at your car when I'm done. Ma'am, I don't care. You have a seat in the car. Okay, listen to me. You don't have the right to get out.
I have the right to do whatever I want. If I can get out of my car, I can get out of my car. You cannot tell me I cannot get out of my car.
Yes, I can.
How can you not? You're not my boss. You're not my dad. You don't do
There's a Supreme Court ruling that says you need to get back in your car. Now get back in your car.
Let me see the paper.
Google it. Get back in your car.
I'm not Googling nothing.
Okay. Ma'am, you're losing your car today. I'm impounding the car. I'm taking your license, and I'm taking your tag.
How are you impounding
So if you want to
my
call
car?
somebody to come get you, that's the best thing.
I can't. I'm here by myself. And
Well,
I
I apologize. Your license is suspended 4 times. You have an FR suspension.
No, I just went
and
to
you
the
have not
courthouse
cleared
yesterday.
everything up.
I showed you the
Everything
paper.
is not cleared up.
What do you mean? Then why didn't
telling
she
you.
tell me that? I asked her if there any other problems. She didn't say nothing.
Well, I'm telling you what there is. I will
but
give
you
you all
can't
the
impound
court.
my car.
I will give you all the information. Your car is getting impounded.
What do you mean by that?
It's going to go to the record yard. It's going to go to police impound until you get a valid license. So you physically go down to the DL office and reinstate your license.
Why can't I just
you
take
owe
it to
money
my house?
because you're not allowed to drive.
I've been
I
paying
cannot
monthly
let
on
you
it.
get in a car and drive again.
I went to the courthouse and
Okay.
she said there's no problem.
I'm just telling you what's going on.
That's not fair.
Well, you can take it up with the clerk.
I was just there yesterday.
Okay. Hey, Ron, come on over. Ma'am, I can't help it if she doesn't do her job.
Yes, you can.
I can't help that.
And I told you to pay everything. How are you going to do you not understand what I'm telling you?
Ma'am,
I have 2 kids. I take care of
Go
everything.
stand by your car.
And then you're going to fucking tell me
Go
to
stand by your car. Go stand by your car.
Yesterday I paid over
Okay.
$200
Ma'am,
to the fucking court.
You're this close to going to jail.
Don't give a fuck.
Okay.
You're trying to take my
You're this close to go to jail. Go have a seat by your car.
Oh, now we get to see the escalation. And folks, this is where Jasmine makes a critical legal error that so many people make. She exits her vehicle and approaches the officer uninvited. Now, I need to be clear here because this is one of the most misunderstood aspects of traffic stop law. The Supreme Court in Pennsylvania v. Mims established back in 1977 that officers can order a driver to remain in or exit their vehicle during a lawful traffic stop. The inverse is equally true. Officers can order you to stay put. When Jasmine says, "I have the right to do whatever I want," she is simply incorrect as a matter of constitutional law. During a lawful detention, you do not have unfettered freedom of movement. The officer's authority to control the scene is well established. And here's what I find remarkable about this officer's response. He could have immediately moved to arrest for obstruction. Instead, he warns her multiple times. He explains the consequences. He gives her every opportunity to comply. That's textbook de-escalation. Under Graham v. Connor, we evaluate what the officer actually did against what a reasonable officer would do in that moment. This officer chose patience over force, and the law would have supported either approach.
Get out of the car now!
What is
Get out of the car! Turn around, put your hands on the back.
What is your problem?
Get out of the car.
What is your problem? What is your problem?
Relax, relax.
You're hurting me. You're
Relax.
hurting me. Get off of me.
Relax.
You're hurting me. Get off of me. Get
That hand.
Get off of me. Get off of me. Get my fucking kids. You asshole. Get off of me. Don't you do it. Get off of me.
Go to the ground.
I don't want to go to the ground. Get off of me. I have to go get my fucking kids. No, you are not putting these on me. What are you doing?
Honey, 2 minutes after the fighting one. Roll over. Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
Get off of me, please! Get off of me!
Stand up.
Ow, my arm!
Stand up.
What you did to my hand?
Stand up.
You fucking asshole! What the fuck? Oh my god, what did I get my kids? What is wrong with you? Look at my hair! I didn't do nothing to you! What the fuck?
Baby, you can't take off on a traffic stop.
Take off!
Get in, it's all on video. Get in.
I was at the wall.
Get in.
You're such a dick! I don't...
County 249.
59.
Show it the black female 1015. And then resume normal.
249. One time. You guys okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Be careful. Need 3 units. You got it. Count.
Negative. All units can cancel. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Time for a unit. Just finally kick in.
Huh? I got it. I got one.
You want some of those lights?
Yeah.
I'm calling him back. I'm not phone.
Did you take these handcuffs?
Nope, you're going to jail, ma'am.
I didn't do nothing wrong.
Well, unfortunately, when you fled from the stop, you did something wrong. When you didn't listen, you did something wrong.
I was
So now,
swinging
and then
around.
when you punched me, when you punched me on the ground, yep, you swung and hit me.
I did not.
Now it's battery, Leo.
That's a lie.
It's all on
I
video.
don't even know how to throw a punch.
Okay, it's all on video.
I don't know how to throw a punch.
Ma'am.
No.
Ma'am,
That's
it's
a
all on
lie.
video. You all right?
Are you?
Yep. You want to?
I'm sorry.
Am I able to call my mom?
No. You can call your mom after you get booked into the jail.
24 Alpha. At where?
Why would I arrest you?
Yeah.
Because you ran from the traffic stop.
I didn't run from the traffic stop. I was at the red light. The light turned green. You
Ma'am.
pulled over at the Wells Fargo.
Ma'am.
I got out the car.
Ma'am.
I took the punches. I was at the courthouse.
Did you not just drive off?
$1,000 yesterday.
Did you not just drive off?
No.
Yeah,
Yes. Because
okay.
I went to the courthouse. Why can't I go? I want
Because
to
with the traffic stop wasn't done, and I told you that.
Yeah, but I need to go to the courthouse.
It doesn't matter. You don't have the right to leave. You don't have the right to leave. Well, I don't need to understand.
And they tell you you're fine to go. Why would you tell me I'm fine to go so I can get arrested? That
Well,
makes sense.
I don't know. That's between you and them. Well,
I didn't do nothing.
unfortunately, you'll go to jail today.
He lied.
Unfortunately, you go to jail today. You'll get booked in.
Okay, so when are you taking me there?
When I'm ready. It's my time. I will get done and we will head that way.
You're so inconsiderate. You hurt me. I'm bleeding. You hurt both of my legs. And you say I punched you. I can't even throw a punch.
And there it is. The moment everything changed. What we just witnessed was the transformation of a traffic citation into felony charges. Let me break down what happened legally because this is critical. When Jasmine attempted to flee in her vehicle and the officers pursued, that's fleeing and eluding under Florida statute 316.1935. And when she physically struck the officer during the arrest, that's battery on a law enforcement officer under Florida statute 784.07. We're now talking about potential felony charges that carry serious prison time. Now pay attention to how the officers applied force here. They didn't escalate beyond what was necessary to effect the arrest. Under the Graham versus Connor objective reasonableness standard, the court looks at 3 factors: the severity of the crime at issue, whether the suspect poses an immediate threat, and whether the suspect is actively resisting or attempting to evade arrest. Jasmine checked all 3 boxes. The officer even articulated it on camera. When you punched me, that's battery. That's important documentation happening in real time. He's establishing the legal basis for the charges while the arrest is occurring. The body camera captures her admission that it's all on video, as if that helps her case. It doesn't. It helps his.
I've never even fought like that before. this for? What are you talking about? You got complete control. You're trying to tell me a 130-pound girl was being threw a punch where both her hands behind her back? That's a lie.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
No, we're not.
Just one on a traffic stop, and she didn't believe her stuff was suspended.
No, I believe you.
Then she decided to jump when her car was getting ready to get impounded. She jumped in the car and took off.
Oh, that's right.
So Ron was able to get here, I was able to get there, and then, of course, she wanted to fight and not go to jail.
I did not fight. I don't know how to fight. I'm only 130 pounds. I'm small. Can I fight?
So it was a good day, I guess.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Nobody got hurt. No one.
I'm hurt.
So.
I'm f***ing hurt. I'm bleeding and my head is hurting.
If the caregiver is there in FDS 51, we can respond to
How are you?
two people.
Been a while, man.
And if it's at the end,
Can I leave, please?
Nope. You can't leave. We're going to the jail.
Then let's go. What are you waiting for?
We gotta wait on the tow truck and
everything.
I still got stuff to.
Listen to her in the back of that patrol car. She's still insisting she didn't fight, while the officer is literally wiping blood off himself. This is what the aftermath of non-compliance looks like in real time. What's happening here is textbook post-arrest procedure. The officer is doing exactly what training and legal standards require. He's radioing dispatch with a clear factual summary of events. He's waiting for the tow truck because her vehicle is evidence now. He's documenting everything while it's fresh. This is how you build a case that holds up in court. And notice what Jasmine keeps asking. When are we going to jail? As if speed is her priority now. The officer calmly explains he has procedures to complete. Under Florida law enforcement protocols, he has to secure the scene and ensure proper chain of custody for the impounded vehicle before transport. This isn't delay. This is due process, working exactly as designed. Her continued protests that she's only 130 pounds and doesn't know how to fight are irrelevant to the legal analysis. Courts don't evaluate battery charges based on the suspect's self-assessment of their fighting ability. They look at whether unlawful physical contact with an officer occurred. The body camera already established that it did. Her protests now are just that. Protests, not defenses.
In my leg. How much do you weigh compared to how much I weigh? Doesn't make any sense. And then you can say I throw a punch? For what? To make you feel better? I did not throw no punch. How can I throw a punch? Why don't we go to the courthouse to find out why this lady likes me? Because she knew I would get in this predicament. Doesn't make any sense. I did my part. Went to the courthouse to find out what's going on with my leg. And she lied to me, so my car can get impounded. I cannot afford to get that out. I have to take care of my kids, and this is wasting my time and my kids' time for no reason. And then you're gonna tell somebody, "Oh, are you okay? What has happened to you?" You gotta go home, open up a cold beer, right? Who's gonna feed my fucking kids? Who's gonna put my fucking kids to bed? They're gonna wonder where their mother is. But she went to pay her money to the courthouse when they want to go to Disney and I can't even fucking take them because I have to work. To pay these tickets from these red light cameras because I'm trying to go to work. And then you're gonna throw me on the fucking ground and then say throw a fucking punch. The fuck? Then what? If I get fucked, how do I even get out? Like what the fuck is this shit? Doesn't make any sense. You see 2 car seats in the back. What the fuck does that mean? I didn't do nothing. No weapons, nothing. So she threw a punch. She drove up. Yeah, to find out why the lady in the car was lying. I was just there and paid a lot of money that I don't have. So fucking hero.
So here we are, the final moments of this encounter playing out as Jasmine is transported to booking. And I want to take a step back now because what we just witnessed over the course of this entire traffic stop is a masterclass in how a routine citation transforms into multiple felony charges through a cascading series of bad decisions. Let me be clear about something. I'm not a practicing attorney, And nothing I've said here constitutes legal advice. But as someone who has studied these encounters extensively, I can tell you that what happened to Jasmine was not done to her. It was constructed by her one choice at a time. Think about the architecture of this case. The officer initiated a lawful stop based on a suspended license. That's it. That was the whole universe of legal jeopardy she faced when this began. A traffic citation, possibly a misdemeanor, depending on her history. The kind of thing that gets handled in traffic court with a fine and maybe a court date. But what did the footage show us? An escalation ladder that she climbed voluntarily at every rung. She exited the vehicle against instructions. She challenged the officer's lawful authority with constitutional claims that have no basis in actual jurisprudence. She attempted to flee in a motor vehicle and then contact with an officer that resulted in battery charges under Florida statute 784.07. Now here's what I want the audience to understand about why cases like this matter beyond this specific incident. Traffic stops are among the most dangerous routine encounters officers face. The FBI's law enforcement officers killed and assaulted data consistently shows that traffic pursuits and stops account for a significant percentage of officer deaths and injuries each year. The legal framework we've discussed throughout this video, Graham versus Connor, Pennsylvania versus Mims, qualified immunity doctrine. These aren't abstract concepts. They exist because courts recognize that officers must maintain tactical control of inherently unpredictable situations. Jasmine's repeated insistence that her size or her inability to fight should matter misses the entire legal standard. Under objective reasonableness, the question is never, was this person actually dangerous in hindsight? The question is, would a reasonable officer on the scene perceive a threat given the totality of circumstances? When someone flees in a vehicle and then makes physical contact during an arrest, that perception is not only reasonable, it's inevitable. And this is where I want to leave you with the broader societal implication. Compliance is not submission. Understanding your legal obligations during a traffic stop is not weakness, it is wisdom. The time to contest a citation is in court with an attorney, not on the roadside with an officer who has lawful authority to detain you. What we saw in Orange County that day in March 2023 was entirely avoidable. Every single felony charge that Jasmine now faces grew from seeds she planted herself. The law gave the officer latitude because the law recognizes reality. And the reality is that officers cannot read minds. They can only read behavior. I'd genuinely like to hear your thoughts on this. Drop them in the comments. Did the officer handle this appropriately? Where do you think Jasmine's understanding of her rights went wrong? These conversations matter because they shape how we all navigate encounters with law enforcement going forward.